There are basic rules and tips to follow when making telephone calls. Some rules and tips are true whether you are a deaf or a hearing person. Other rules and tips are necessary to understand when you are making a VRS call. No matter what kind of call you are making, you need to know what to do in order to make the call a success. It is common for people to make assumptions about others when talking to them on the telephone. Within the first minute of conversation, people have often formulated an opinion about your personality, your background, education, and ability. You must be aware of this and work to counter any negative assumptions. Knowing how to use VRS to place calls and communicate will effectively help you present yourself in the most positive way. There are general rules and tips that apply to everyone that can help you. Let's look at and discuss some of those points. Being courteous and polite when speaking to anyone over the telephone is as important as when you're talking with someone face to face. If one senses you're rude and you have all of these demands, that may be a turnoff. Using good manners when placing a call can be much more effective than being rude and demanding. When you place a call, always identify yourself. Tell them your first and last name clearly and give them the reason why you're calling. For example, "Hello, my name is Bob Jones, and I'm calling to speak with Mr. Roy." Another example here would be, "Hi, my name is Sue Phipps, and I need to speak with a manager." Once you have the person you'd like to speak with on the phone, ask them if it's a convenient time to talk. You might also give them an idea of how much time you are requesting. Do you have a few moments to chat? Or maybe you can be more specific and say, "Could I have about 10 minutes of your time to discuss an issue?" If you call to speak to someone and get their voicemail, make sure you sign clearly so the interpreter can read and understand as well as relay the message clearly. If you sign too fast, the interpreter will have to voice that message too fast, and on the answering machine it will be difficult to understand, and they will have to repeat the message over and over again, which won't make them happy. When you receive a call, you need to be prepared with a professional greeting. Decide what you will say every time you answer your phone, and use it. Here are two examples. "Hello, this is Ann Stone. May I help you?" Or, "Hello, Jim Jones speaking." When you're speaking with someone through a video phone, be an active participant in the conversation, which means when you're on the phone, remember what is being said so you can write it down after the call is over to help you remember. Next, use the person's name when talking. And third, ask questions if you are unclear about anything that's being discussed. Now let's look at some rules and tips to know when placing a VRS call. Let's break it down into two sections. The first one, tips for preparing to make a VRS call. The second one, tips to follow during the VRS call. Here are some tips to prepare for making a VRS call. Before you place a VRS call, there are several things you need to consider to prepare for that call. First, it is important to wear something solid. Not too many colors, nothing too crazy. It makes it difficult for the interpreter to read your signs. It's better to have one solid color, making it easier for them to read. Next, put your video phone in a place that does not have a window in the background, causing lots of glare, making it difficult for the interpreter to see. Use the restroom before you place your call. Do not expect the interpreter to sit and wait before you place your call for you to go to the restroom. And next, don't expect the interpreter to find numbers for you. Have it ready before placing your call. Here are some tips to follow while making a VRS call. Providing a brief explanation to the interpreter of who you're calling and why makes the call go smoother. Let the interpreter know if you will be making multiple calls. Be patient when giving out phone numbers and sign them in the correct pattern. 810-555-1234. Not 810-555-1234. More tips on how to use a VRS call. Do not use sign names. Spell out the person's name for the interpreter at least once. The interpreter doesn't know who A on the head or L on the chest is, so set up the sign name first. Let them know who it is. That way, they can use it for the rest of the phone call. Don't get mad at the interpreter's expressions or attitude during the call. They are reflecting to you what a hearing caller is saying, not their own personal feelings. Next, be in control of your own phone call. Do not expect the interpreter to explain everything. It's your call. Knowing these few simple rules and following these tips we discussed will allow you to effectively use VRS as a tool, not only for personal, but professional communication as well.